Houston area and looking to get my license soon. So saw the title and just wanted to come check you out.
Absolutely. If you have any questions about licensing, um, anything you have questions about when it comes to licensing, anything you've been told that you're a little afraid of, or anything that, any type of questions you have, I appreciate it. I'm going to invite some other people also on stage so we could converse and network and see how we can help each other out, because
Love
that's
it.
what this is
Thank you.
all about.
Thanks, Sam. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. How far are you from getting a real estate license?
I actually am looking into courses and was thinking about signing up for December. I had a license many years ago in Texas when I lived in Dallas, but so just interested in seeing, what all has changed. I know a lot of that I'll learn through the course, but more so seeing what has changed in the landscape in terms of brokerages, where people are going, some of the things they're looking for, this time around when you're joining a brokerage. And because I know things are so different than they were years ago when I was an agent.
Okay,
More
so you
flexibility, more options, so on.
absolutely, absolutely. There's a lot of options out there. I'm with eXp, and there's a lot of agents in Clubhouse that are with eXp, and I'm sure you probably heard them talk. And the really cool thing is, starting off, you have your choices. You know, I've been with Keller Williams. I've been with eXp. I've been with mom and pop operation called Tarbell in the Inland Empire in Southern California. I've been with bigger brokerages that were just strictly online. Um, so, in my experience, I've tried different brokerages. So I've been around the block, and I came to eXp because it really is kind of a way to retire when you're ready to. And the company pays you to help build the company. So one of the reasons I'm with eXp. Um, so if you have any questions on brokerages, I've been around the block. I can answer questions, and from my experience, just go and interview with different brokerages, um, because you're starting off new. You want to do what's best for you. You need mentorship. That's important. You need mentorship because this business is crazy, and it's not easy when you start. And there's going to be a lot of people that are going to try to talk you out of getting a real estate license, and they'll say there's too many agents. However, there aren't as many good agents out there as there needs to be. So if you start off properly with proper mentorship, then you will be an excellent agent and an excellent asset to this real estate business, because this is a business. This is a real estate business. And if you treat it as such, then you will definitely be an asset to the real estate business. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. My buddy Christopher's in the room. Hey, buddy. Um, this guy's an incredible friend. I've known him for a long time, and he's got a wonderful family, and he's got a son that has special needs. And actually, I wanted him to talk about Sebi real quick, if you're willing to, Chris, um, and kind of educate us, because I really want to do a room for you and for Sebi, and to really educate people on what's out there, what is hurting our children. So, Chris, you have to press the like
Yes,
button and then
yes,
talk.
yes, yes.
Hey, buddy.
Hey everybody, how you doing? Sam, thank you so much for inviting me to speak. I popped on here because you told me you were going to come on 12, so I just wanted to hear how your rap is flowing. So, you know, I'm not a real estate agent. I'm not even associated with anything in the business, but I do like you, Sam. I do like what you do for your clients because you got a specific a niche, helping the veterans find homes, and that's That's powerful. Not to say that anyone else listening doesn't have the power to do what Sam does. I think you just need to find your passion, and I think Sam, you know, is the king of self promotion. You know, everybody gets into real estate. I even dabbled into it, trying to get my license because I just thought that's what I wanted to do because I just enjoy people. But I realized that due to my circumstance with my son, as Sam was telling you, things had to make a change. So, uh, you know, congratulations to everyone in this room getting into one of the most difficult businesses on the planet, and yet probably one of the most rewarding, not only financially, but just the relationships that you create that have lifelong meaning and lifelong clients if you treat them right. So I totally echo Sam's statements when he says there's not enough good agents, if not great agents in this business, because everybody just kind of thinks they're going to be rich and famous and powerful and get on TV, but it's not how it always goes, and it's a grueling business, and self-promotion is where it's at, and not a lot of us can do it. And I just, Sam, you're awesome. I love your family. You are a great mentor. So if anybody could tell you anything, it would be find a mentor. Do what Sam is saying, and you will be successful. So thank you for having me up here, Sam. If you guys want me to talk about Sebastian, I can do that, but I don't think this is where it's, duly noted, Sam. If that's up to you guys, it's your call, brother.
Well, it's my room, so let's hear about what I want to hear about it because I have a special needs daughter, and if I had a platform to talk about autism and what we deal with, and I might actually make a room for special needs families, special needs parents, because it's really important because a lot of us do have special needs children, but none of us really share about them. Um,
Yeah, for
so,
sure. Yeah.
but you have something you're dealing with that's a rare disease,
Yeah.
and there may be some people in this room that are dealing with the same thing. So you never know who you're going to touch.
All right. Well, I'll give you a quick background, quick rundown. Thank you for the microphone. So yeah, I'm a rare disease dad. I was just given the new hashtag Dadvocate today. One of my podcasts that I was interviewed for is called Once Upon a Gene, and that's with my new friend out there, I believe in the Portland area. She just dropped her latest podcast featuring me and my son called Batten Disease. And we created a 501c3 charity called Project Sebastian to raise advocacy and fundraising goals to cure this horrible disease. And what I've found is that the more I talk about it, the more I'm comfortable about it. And in the beginning, I was really perplexed about how to tell my story or how to even talk about, my son that's dying. Because I had another son, and I had a wife at the time, and why is this happening? Why is this in my plate? And unfortunately, my marriage didn't survive, but I did, and I got really heavily involved in my children's life. I quit everything, and I got into action on helping families feel comfortable in talking about this horrible thing. So I like the special needs community. Sam's daughter and my son are often in the same class, and it's really great to see her interact with Sebastian and the other children. So it's endearing. And one of the things that I want people to understand is that no matter how great the challenges are, there's someone else that is listening that actually will say, you just shared my story. And that's where the connections are key. So a lot of us that are scared and riddled with fear to do anything, I understand. You're not alone. And with Project Sebastian, what we try to do is we try to connect families in all rare diseases just to share about, hey, what's going on? How are you feeling? What can we do to help you? Can we give you some help? Maybe some new connections, maybe point you in the right direction of maybe an IEP advocate or a latest gene therapy trial. So I found that it was very easy for me to emulate this challenge in the sense of helping others get through it. Because when I talk to somebody else and try to help them, I'm really helping myself. That's really the thing. If I'm talking to another person in rare disease and they're telling me about their their woes and their fears and their financial and all this other crap that's going on in life, I just nod my head and I'm going, God, I felt that. Yeah, I've been there. I did that too. You know, and you feel like you found this connection, like this new family, like you are a part of something. And that's what the purpose is. When I cursed God, you know, here I am. This is my purpose. And I met Sam along the way, and he's always been a champion, an amazing champion of special needs within his business and outside the business. So, you know, I'm really grateful to having Sam in my life.
And I'm grateful for you. Our kids, they love each other, and Cindy's always, you know, going over to Sebi and seeing how he is, and she worries about him, and there's the special needs community really is special, and it's powerful because we all connect, we all network, and that's one thing about the title of this room. First thing you want to do is you want to network. You want to get to know people. You want to be part of something in your community. What are you passionate about? What wakes you up? When I wake up in the morning, I'm looking at, okay, what kind of heroes can I get back to today? What kind of heroes can I get back to? What nurses are out there saving babies like my babies? Who out there doesn't know about this program and could use that extra money to, you know, pay for closing? That's what I look for when I get up and get out of bed and hit those hard times when you just don't know. I look at those things. I look at that big why. I look at the big rocks. So people that are getting their real estate license, or have been, even people that have been in business a long time, go back to why you do what you do. Chris's big why is his son, and you know, nobody ever promises us tomorrow, and he has the passion and the purpose, and you know, not only to help his son but to help other special needs children, as well as children that are suffering from rare diseases that we don't have cures for yet. It really does take you in a different level than just going out and getting a paycheck, or going out, and it gives you a purpose, gives you a passion. If you're passionate about something in your community, or you're passionate with special needs, passionate with helping moms, are you passionate with maybe helping moms that don't have husbands to get into homes? Maybe educating people. Maybe it's your community. Maybe it's communities that are not being represented. Maybe that's your passion. Whatever that passion is, do it. You know, I've heard before from other leaders saying, don't do what you're passionate about, and you won't work a day in your life. Do what you're passionate about, and you won't sorry, easy for me to say, you won't work a day in your life. So whatever you're passionate about, do it. And that's what all these incredible people in these rooms, and moderators, as well as these people in the audience, most of the people I've met in these rooms are just so passionate about what they do. And it really does separate you as a professional. So that's get off my high horse, and I'm going to share this room with Robert. Christopher, Christopher is a friend of mine from my community, and he has a son that has a rare disease. And I invited him into the room to talk about that disease, and him and I both have special needs kids. So I want to introduce you real quick to Robert. And Robert, thank you so much for coming again. Robert is a motivational speaker, but he's also a prior police officer, prior EMT, and an incredible speaker. And you know, this is kind of, we kind of help people in this room when they're trying to figure out where to go next. So, Robert, introduce yourself, please.
Hey
everybody. Hey, Sam, Christopher, nice to meet you. So, like Sam said, my name is Robert. I'm in Daytona Beach, Florida, a professional speaker. Been in the business full-time since 2007. I've been an entrepreneur since 2005. Was in real estate for a while and enjoyed that. But it brought me to where I am today as a speaker and sales trainer. I have a little over 6,000 hours of paid public speaking worldwide. I speak on communication topics. So I work with sales teams and leadership teams. And most recently, I've been helping people out on Clubhouse and in the real estate industry, teaching them how to put together and deliver persuasive presentations. Because at the end of the day, you can have the greatest product, the greatest service, the greatest ideas, but it's going to come down to the presentation. Presentation trumps content. Now, don't get me wrong, you got to have great content. You got to have provide a great service. But you know, if you take, for example, 3 real estate agents from 3 different firms, and they're basically offering the same service, they go into a listing agreement. Which one's going to walk out with the deal? It's going to be the one that the person liked the most, the person that they built rapport with, and the agent that was able to move them emotionally. It's thoughts, feelings, actions. And you do that through your communication skills, both by what you say and what you don't say. So enjoy Sam's rooms and pop in when I can, and I'm looking forward to today's topic.
Thank you so much, Robert. I appreciate you. Let's see. Wait, hold on a second. I don't know what just happened to my window. Okay, there you go. Now I'm going to invite some people up. A. Miller is amazing. I've met her quite a few times and see if she can come up. I'm going to invite some other people up here. Sergio is in California also. So, hey, how are you? How are you, A. Miller? Can you talk?
Yes, I can. I didn't know if you were talking to me. How are you doing? I'm so happy to see you on Clubhouse and leading this room. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm fantastic. Yeah, it's just I created this room originally because I was thinking that newly licensed agents, it's like fire hose when it comes to when you first get trained. What, what can they do? What's next? How can they focus on there's an 80-20 rule, and we have to focus on our 20%. And unfortunately, we get hit by so many different things when we first get started. Everyone wants you to buy something. But there's so many things that are free. And connecting with others is free. And making relationships is free. And you have such an incredible giving persona, and your story and how you want to give back is just amazing. I'm so glad you came to our room. Share a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely, Sam, and you're 100% right. When agents do become licensed, sometimes they're looking like, okay, what's next? When really, in all actuality, you want to begin with the end in mind and already have a plan even before you get your license. But my name is Ashante, and my goal is really to help my community and my clients create wealth. And we do that 2 ways. I have my firm, A. Miller Group, where we create the business plans and strategies that help our clients to really become leaders in the market and sustain their market ownership. And so some of the companies that we work with are Methodist Hospital, Under Armour, and we also work with the city of Houston. And what Sam was speaking about as far as giving back is we have an academy, A. Miller Academy, where we teach kids predominantly from underserved communities how to create their own businesses and invest in real estate as well. And then I guess just my entry to real estate was 2 years ago when I purchased, now it's 15 units, but at the time it was 7. And we used those units as corporate housing for our healthcare client staff that was coming to Houston because our COVID numbers were extremely high. So they were relocating people to Houston from Italy, New York, all around the world, just to kind of help to bring a solution to our economy and the health of our city. So I'm so happy to be on this call and to be in this room, and let me know how I can help.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You do so much for the community, and it's appreciated. I want to make sure I didn't forget anyone. I got Nicole. Nicole, did you have something to say? Any?
Hi, Sam. I'm Nicole. I'm a real estate agent in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I just, when you and Christopher were talking about, the helping the community, and the special needs or like disabled, my business partner has a daughter who's disabled. She can't use her arms. She can only use her feet, and she is like she has a 4.0, and she's going to like a top-notch college right now. But, I feel like she's struggling to find the community. And Christopher, what you're doing sounds, I got goosebumps. It's amazing because she doesn't have anybody to go to, and there's programs to get her daughter a car, but it's a $20,000 to $30,000 modification, and she's just going through the programs that she's heard of through her school. She doesn't have this community, so I really think what you're doing is absolutely beautiful and very special. And I like what you said, Sam, earlier about if you're going to give a discount, if you're going to be a discount broker or give a discount, give it to somebody like where it counts and what's important to you and where your values lie. So that was definitely very inspiring, and I just appreciate you, allowing me to step on the stage. I'm definitely not a new agent, but when you start this business, I feel like you said, it's a fire hose. You're just trying to get any deal, and I just finished my database, and we did 70 pop buys, but we don't have our email systems together. We don't have our drip campaigns. There's just so many things, and it's like, where do you start? So this room's I think it's a good refresher for anybody. But thank you. That's all.
Absolutely, I appreciate you coming in, and I like your room that I've been in. What's Up Wisconsin Real Estate? I've been in there, and great to see you again. She's on the phone. That's what that means, Chris. When you see the little phone thing, it means someone's getting a call. Okay, so let's go to Judy. Judy, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm in New Hampshire, Boston area, and I just happened to be curious about this room because I'm going to take my test tomorrow. So I will be newly licensed, and I just kind of take any tidbits of anything I get. As far as brokerages, I'm like on the fence. I have it narrowed down to like 2, and I'll tell you why. I like Keller Williams because I like the training. I like the split. That's okay. But eXp takes it to the next level with retirement stuff. And that's where I need to be in my life right now. I'm a little older. I do have a child with Down syndrome. So I'm in your club, and he's 28 right now. But I'm sole provider for him. And I need to make sure that he has what he needs when I'm not here, because that's a real concern, right? You all know what I mean. That's all of our fears, what happens when we're gone. I'm a dental hygienist, and I'm not really liking the way dentistry is going. And I thought, what else can I do? What else can I do? And I wanted to be an interior designer when I was a kid, and my mom talked me out of it. And I've been doing hygiene for 34 years. I love it. I went into it because I loved it. But now I don't know if I'm just getting too old, or it's just gone in a different direction, and there's more to be squeezed in your appointments. It's just overwhelming, and it's mentally taxing and physically taxing. So I have nothing left to give when I get home. I'm done. So I joined the Dental Peeps Network. This is all in my bio. And I've been with them for 4 years. And my God, the opportunities that have opened up to me, and my mindset of being more present for your family and not trading your hours for money, like your time like that for just to live. And so, at the beginning of the year, I'm going to be starting. Feral Peeps is over 300,000 members across the country, and London and Australia. We're starting different networks. So one's going to be for widows. One's going to be for I don't know, some type of vet thing. But mine, I wanted to do with special needs. Where do families go when they have a diagnosis and they don't know who to turn to? Their parents can't handle it. Their friends don't understand it. Where do they go? They don't have any place to go where somebody's like, yeah, I know what you mean. I get it. Like, only us parents of kids with special needs would know that. So I wanted to make a network, across the country, and every 50 local cities would have their own chapters, but it's a work in progress. But you're right. Where do these parents go? And I am so happy that I see two dads up here that are so involved, because my ex-husband wasn't. And that's not why my marriage failed. But I just got a text from him yesterday saying, my insurance has a $3,000 deductible, and do you think maybe you should put them on your insurance now? That's not what we agreed on in the divorce, and I don't have the luxury, because I work part-time, of health insurance, but you can't pay $3,000. I support your kid for everything. Like everything. I don't ask you for a dime. So I'm really refreshed and happy to see that you dads are so involved, and you get to see the joy that your children bring you, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I have one that has special needs, and the other one has ADHD, but I think we kind of all have that. Um, and and Chris also deals with, he's got one with special needs, and the other one, siblings have a hard time with this too. They really have a hard time with this.
Yep, that's another thing, because you kind of overlook it when you're going through the motions of it. Like, your child with special needs you the most. They need you to fight school for them for the most. And, my kids are older now. My oldest one is 31, and he said, Mom, don't apologize to me. Like, you live this every day. I can watch him for a little while. Like, you know what I mean? Take your time. And I'm like, wow, he kind of really gets it. I don't know. But we get to have Christmas all the time because he's excited, and he wants Christmas trees, and he wants lights, and he wants, all the festivities. So it's like when you're at your lowest low, you can look at him and know, I gotta do this for him because he wants it, and it's good. It's good. He forces you to be a better person. I think all of our kids, they force us to be better.
Absolutely, I hear him.
Yeah, that's my nephew. That's my grandson.
Oh, that's your grandson.
Feeding him bananas, and he's like, woohoo! Yeah, my son's 28. My son is 28, and right now he's upstairs playing, I don't know what Call of Duty he's on right now, but
I have a niece that has Downs also. So
yeah.
Downs, I love people that have Downs. We do the Special Olympics bowling, and
Yeah.
we used to do Special Olympics gymnastics.
Yeah.
And when things come back, we do something. It's called, what is it called? My wife's not here; she's resting. What is it called? Brain fart. Um, it's actually a religious. It's a church that has these get-togethers for the special needs community, and my daughter is part of that, and she loves to go see her friends, and they have so much fun. And it's called Fun Life. Fun Life. They have so much fun, and the people that run it don't even have anybody in their family with special needs. They just have the biggest hearts in the world.
Wow.
John and I forgot what his wife's name, but amazing, amazing. And we actually there's a group called Earth Kids, in the Santa Clara Valley, and it's a Facebook group, and it's where parents go to get help and support from other parents that deal with the same thing. Um, if you can find something like that in your community, that it really does help
It does.
to
It
to
does.
network with other parents, because we're dealing with similar things. We're just dealing with it at different times.
Right. Right.
So um, I just wanted to thank you for being so open and honest, and coming on this stage, and just sharing your truth and
Thank
where
you.
you're at.
I thought it was gonna just like come in and be like, okay, this is where I need to go next for, to look at brokerages. This is what I need to do next. I know not to buy anything. Like I know like all the that stuff. And then once you said I have a child with special needs, I'm like, oh my god, I do too. And then once you said, school and friends, and I'm like, oh my god, I do too. It's like I just like, wouldn't it be awesome like to give you a discount or something? Get a really great neighborhood in the school system, and just, be able to put a family or a mom, a single mom who's doing everything she can do, and get her into a house for the same amount of money that she's paying rent, and give her some security and give her some peace of mind.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna challenge you and start using I am statements, if that's something that you want to achieve.
Yes, I would love to do that because I think that younger people now, like, I'm older, but they don't have a lot of guidance, and they don't have a lot of, like, I leaned on my father for everything, and it's like, my father came with me to have my son's teeth out. Like, he supported us, like, all the way, and I just think it would be nice if there was somebody who, a young parent could go to and say, I don't know what I'm doing. Because you don't know what you're doing with little kids anyway. You don't know. Your first baby, you don't know. Double it with special needs, and it's like, oh, what am I going to do now? I don't know it. Just their self-esteem, their worth, and just to build them up, and show them that they can have a great life. They can have a beautiful life, and what's really important, that you see the flowers, that you see the leaves turning, that you see just the littlest things, and how, a baby can be sitting outside and the wind blows and they smile. It's like, sit and enjoy that. Watch that again, because you're not going to get that again. Baby's going to be off doing something else next week. But if you have a child with special needs, you might get to see that a little bit longer.
Absolutely, yeah. My daughter can go to school until I think she's 23. She actually
Yes.
could. And the things that she does, she probably has a mentality probably about a 9-year-old. So sometimes I have to step back as a dad, and my wife is really strong about, you need to go walk away, and because
Yeah.
nobody, I'm not a perfect parent, and I don't promise that, but I learn a lot through the strength of my wife, and sometimes I have to walk away and then come back and approach it a different way, because I have to realize that I'm not in her body. I can't tell her what she's feeling. Like, if we're in the car and it's noisy in the car, I can't. I don't know what the feeling she's feeling.
Right.
Now, my other daughter, she suffers from ADHD. I can relate to that, and I tell her that all the time, that when she's suffering or dealing with something, I've been in your shoes. I may not be a girl, but I've been in your shoes. I know the pain. I know the frustration, and I still deal with it sometimes. But I've learned a lot on how to work around it, and how to get my successes in real estate, and how to get my successes in as a family. Um, and I don't like to hog the stage. I see Sergio up here. But I appreciate you, Judy. I really do. And I appreciate your honesty and your openness, and you know, you are an amazing woman, and you're going to be an incredible realtor wherever you decide to go. But
thank you. I appreciate it. I'll be looking for your groups more. Thank you so much.
Hey, Sam.
yes, ma'am.
So, first of all, I just want to say, just because of that dialogue between yourself and Judy, this room has been amazing. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of times when people go into any industry, you know, they think about, okay, how can I do the tasks that are in this industry? Or how can I perform well based on industry standards? And they don't think about purpose. And when you have purpose in what you're doing, that helps you to not only be able to compete in a way that keeps you at the top of the chart, but also helps you to remain committed to what you're doing. And I think with you speaking with Judy, she was able to begin like this conversation of discovery, in the sense of saying, oh wow, I've also experienced that, or I'm also experiencing that. And as I heard her speaking, I heard her say quite frequently that I wish that. And the thing is, a lot of times when we wish that there was a solution in the market, and we're really passionate, sometimes even angry about that, that's the role that we're kind of called to take on. And the industry that we're going into is just the platform that we can leverage to accomplish that purpose. So when I hear you speak about, you know, special needs parents and real estate and what you're wanting to do with a realtor, as a realtor, I would suggest that you look into possibly partnering with schools and cities and even municipalities to figure out how you can serve the greater community, but at the same time specifically help to place special need parents in schools while helping them to have home ownership. And if you're able to position yourself at that level, then you open yourself to government contracts, you open yourself to possibilities for nonprofit, and when you serve the general public, they may choose you first because of what you're doing to help others. So I think that conversation was really beautiful between you and Judy, and hopefully something that results in Judy doing really great work.
Absolutely, I agree. Yeah, Judy, you have a calling. You have something. There's a position. There's a position that you need to fill in your community, and it comes from what your experiences, your story. Everyone has a story. I have a story. You have a story. Nicole has a story. Robert has a story. Sergio has a story. Everyone in this room has a story. And if we take that story and tell it, and when I first started this room, I didn't know what I was going to say. I didn't know what I was going to do. I still don't know sometimes. I'm just like, okay, I got to open this room because I made a commitment, and I'm accountable. I'm accountable to Robert because I keep dragging him in here. But we all have stories to tell, and if we can use our businesses, because it's a real estate business, as a tool to tell that story and to inspire others, maybe that has special needs kids that maybe want to get a real estate license, that to realize that they could do it, that, or maybe my story is to inspire dads that have special needs kids to get into real estate, because you can do it. You just have to, time management is the key. And I'm going to segue Robert because he's the time management king, and I appreciate you, Robert. And I'm going to segue to you. I'm going to land my plane, and you are next, my friend.
Hey, well, thanks. Yeah, I mean, time management, the problem with that is there's no such thing as time management. It doesn't exist, right? We can't manage time, you can't back it up, you can't save it, and make any more of it. So what it is really is self-management. You know, how are you managing your thoughts, feelings, and actions? Because that's always your results. If you're not getting the results you want, you need to take a look at your actions. If you're not taking the actions that you need to be taking, you need to look at what emotional state are you in? Are you in psychological comfort or discomfort? Are you in a state of certainty or a state of uncertainty? Do you have clarity? And where does that come from? It comes from the movies that we play in our heads. And I say the movies that we play in our heads because we think in movies, we think in motion pictures, and everything is created from thought. 80% of success is psychology. And once you understand that you are the writer, the director, and the star of the movies that you play in your head, you can create any movie you want. And the best way to do it is to begin with the end in mind, know what it is you truly want, and you can call it goals, you can call it outcomes, but know the outcome, and then start working backwards, creating these scenes, developing the characters, setting the stage, writing the script. And when you've already been there in your mind, when you've already seen it, you've already heard it, you've frickin' felt it, you smelled it, you've tasted it, only until you taste it do you then go out and take action. And you'll take action because when you've been there at that level, the mind doesn't know the difference between fiction and nonfiction. It only believes where it's been, what it's seen. And you will now be able to immediately change your emotional state. And when you change your emotional state, because you've already been there, you've already won, you've already picked up the Oscar, now you have a better chance of going out there and taking immediate, massive action, which is what you need to be successful. Now, when we look at time management or self-management, right, there's only so many hours in the day to take immediate, massive action. So the immediate, massive action better be focused on what I call income-producing activities. You know, if your outcome is to improve your financial situation or to make money, then you need to be focusing on income-producing activities. So if I take a look at your calendar, and number one, you better have one, and number two, are you time blocking? Are you actually blocking time for the important things, the income-producing activities? And are you spending 80% of your available time focusing on income-producing activities? And that's self-management. It's not the time that we have. You know, you, Oprah, Bill Gates, you know, we all have the same amount of time. It's what you're thinking about, how you're feeling about, and what you're doing about in that same amount of time that will determine the results that you get. And when it comes to real estate, as in other service-related industries, there's really only 3 activities that are income-producing activities. And you need to be spending 80% of your day focusing on that. And that is prospecting, presenting, and following up. And out of the 3, 80% of your time should be on prospecting and presenting, and 20% of your time on following up. Because like I said earlier, when it comes down to it, it's all will come down to the presentation. It's your ability to get in front of a prospect and then be able to influence the movies that they play in their heads, which will put them in an emotional state of certainty, psychological comfort, that will then move them to take immediate massive action and sign that listing agreement or whatever it is you're trying to influence them to do to take action. So just remember, there's no such thing as time management, it's self-management. You need to be focusing on income-producing activities, and at the end of the day, it's going to come down to your presentation. You better have one. You better have a good one. And if you're not where you want to be when it comes to your persuasive communication skills, that is the number one skill set of successful people. It's going to be more important than any brokerage firm you go with, more important than your marketing, more important than your knowledge, your expertise, your diplomas, the initials before or after your name. It will be your ability to get in front of a prospect or a group of people and influence their thoughts, feelings, and actions. And there's an art and science that goes into that. And it is something you can keep coming back to rooms like this and get up on this stage. And if you're not where you want to be when it comes to the important things, the important skill sets of being successful, get up here and participate, ask questions. Hey, what can I do to be a better persuasive communicator? Hey, Rob, Sam, would you listen to my phone script? Would you listen to my pitch? Rob, what do you think? Is there anything I could change with my voice? Right? Because the voice is 38% of what you communicate to others. The tone, the pitch, the volume, the pace. Words make up only 7%, but the voice makes up 38%, and body language, 55% of what you communicate to other people. So when you walk into the room for a listing agreement, you are already communicating so powerfully, and you haven't even opened your mouth yet. Remember that everything about you communicates something. What are you communicating? So this is a great room to learn these skills, to acquire the knowledge needed to be successful, especially when you're a newly licensed agent. I hope that helps.
Absolutely. Everything you say is gold. And, give Robert some social currency. Look him up. Instagram, Robert Caro. And, follow him. He has looks like he has a speaker speak at 6 o'clock today. Um, so follow him, and if you have any questions about what he's talking about, because he can go deeper into his what he's saying, and you may need to know more, and you may need to do a consultation with him, and that's fine, because it's what you need, and what he offers is value. These rooms are incredible. Think about where everyone in this room's from, and how much it would cost to go to a building and have a convention, and how much it would cost to meet all these incredible people in these rooms. And we are so blessed and lucky to have this app and other apps like this to connect across the world. It's not only the USA, it's across the world we're connecting with people. Talk to people in India, talk to people in Russia. It's just absolutely amazing, this opportunity. And I feel very blessed, and I don't take it for granted. Um, and I thank all of you for your time, because time is the most valuable asset you have. You can't buy it back no matter how rich you are. So I appreciate all of you in this room. Anybody have any questions? Anybody want to come up? Please raise your hand. I'll be happy to have you up. If you want to stay downstairs, that's fine. But I want you to know that you are appreciated coming in these rooms, and supporting us and supporting each other, because this business is can be real competitive. Um, I call it cooperation, because cooperation, you need to cooperate with each other, and you are competitive. You have to be competitive. So it's cooperation. I don't know where we lost one of our guys. It's cooperation. So we have to have each other, and we have to watch each other's back, and we have to protect each other, um, because this business, it can be really competitive, and it could be tough. And like any other business, you just what you do to change lives in this business is what's going to pull you to the next step of where you're going. Because we talked about having that big why, having the big rocks, and understanding why we're doing what we do. Special needs child or special needs adult is a huge why, because in our communities, we're seeing so many special needs kids turn into special needs adults, and there are programs for them. However, it's scary. It's scary. I think about my daughter and where she's going next. We've looked at programs. We looked at day programs. We looked at um, places locally. We've actually thought about buying a Miller, you like this. Think about buying a building and opening it up to special needs families and giving them a place for their adults, special needs adults, to live, because that's hard when they become adults and not knowing where they're going to go. That is a scary thing. And as you get older, you realize you have not infinite amount of time. We have very limited time. So, you think, okay, we're long-term investors. We own 3 properties. So those 3 properties, we figure at the point we're going to retire, we have money for those properties. Except, is that going to go 3 generations deep? Is that going to be generational wealth? Probably not. So that's one of the reasons I really like eXp, because there's chances of building generational wealth and getting that dream of having a building with special needs families to make sure their loved ones are good, are healthy, are taken care of. Make sure you have quality people running those places if you're not doing it yourself. But you have to think about those things. When we start getting older, you got to think about those things. And that's one of the reasons I actually came to eXp, is because I saw I saw the revenue share. Keller Williams has profit share, eXp has a revenue share. The difference is the profit comes from the office after they pay the bills, and you invite agents to that office. You get the money, what's left over from the office. Revenue share comes from the top, and about 50% of company dollar goes to back to the agents. So those are the difference in profit share and revenue share. I want to clarify that because there's a lot of people that don't know the difference. And basically, Glenn Sanford took the KW model and flipped it on its head and made it even better. So that's kind of what we have in a nutshell, really short and simple. Anybody else have burning desires? They have questions. Anyone on stage have anything to say?
Hey Sam, one of the things when it said newly licensed, if there are newly licensed agents in the room, I don't know about you guys, but I wish that I would have watched all of the MLS modules for like running CMAs. There's so many different things for technology in the MLS that I feel like had I known earlier, I probably would have done better all around. So that's my one tip, is make a database early, because when you're 4 years in, it's definitely not fun going back and trying to figure out people's anniversaries and birthdays and all of that stuff. And my other tip to new agents would be to watch all of your MLS modules.
Absolutely. And you know what I've done for my mentees? I've actually sat down, done the MLS modules, recorded them, put them on YouTube, and saved them as not public because no one gave me permission to record, but to get that information out to my mentees. So if they're not able to watch, which I have one of my mentees works a full-time job. So I go on, if you've never used Loom, Nicole, or anybody else in this room, if you've never used Loom, Loom is an awesome tool to use to record a screen. So you could tell a story and show them on the screen what you're doing. So Loom is a really cool tool. If you don't know that tool, get to know it. But Nicole, that's awesome, because I think about when I'm training people, what don't they see, and maybe they're working. What can I record that they need to know? So all those times that I'm working on my business and I find it either a presentation, or of course MLS has a lot of tools and presentations in there. I share them out to my team, and what I do is I just give them a link to the YouTube channel, and you can actually you can share videos on a YouTube channel without giving out to the world, and it's really cool. A lot of people don't know that. You just do unlisted. Yeah, you do unlisted, and then you can share it with whoever you want with the link. So that's a little tool you can use.
That's a great tip. I completely forgot about the unlisted videos on YouTube, and it's funny because we have a transaction coordinator now, me and my business partner, and I've been like recording, like, okay, this is how you do this in dot loop, like this is how our systems are, but I was just like saving them in the drive, and then it was very difficult for her to like open and watch the videos. So if I did a playlist on YouTube, it would just go from one module to the next. Yeah, that's a really good idea. I need to definitely implement that. Thank you, Sam.
You're very welcome, and Loom is a great tool if you've never used that also. I'm going to start pinging some people from down here. Get some people up. Don't be shy. We won't bite much. We promise. We got a New Yorker. We got lots of people from all over the world. Like I said, we have just such amazing opportunities to connect with these incredible people. And this business is all about people when it comes down to it. We wouldn't be anywhere without people in any of our businesses. No, doesn't matter what kind of business. It's people, and people first, and then once you take care of people, everything else comes along. It's the golden rule. You take care of people, and they take care of you. So it's 1 o'clock. No one wants to come up? Oh, come on. Don't be shy. Well, if you don't want to come up, why don't you ping your friends to come in and ask their questions? I can't, I'm out of pings. So if you want to ping your friends, I'm actually going to, Judy, I don't know if you've ever been a moderator. And Nicole, I don't know if you've ever been a moderator, but now you're a moderator. So what you can do now is you have the power to kick people out of the room, and I don't think this room is going to be like that. But you also have the power to pull people up. You have the power to ping your friends and bring them in the room and tell them what you're doing. And it's kind of a cool thing to have a moderator badge. It's I'm when I have a moderator badge, I'm no better than anybody else. I've been on the app for longer. That's all. And I've met more people. That's all the difference is, and I'm up and doing a room. So anybody can make a room. Anybody can create a room. Anybody can run a room. It just takes getting the courage to get over ourselves and to realize that our stories are important for other people to hear, whether we think so or not. So we all have stories, and we all should tell them, and we all have at least one book in ourselves. So I've been told that by my mentor, that we all have a book inside of us. So eventually I will create a book, and I will talk about my experiences with the NICU and raising a special needs child, and just dealing with all the hooplas that we deal with a day-to-day getting along and thriving and driving on, because other people need to hear those stories. Very important. So it's a quiet room. What should we cover, Robert? What's next, brother?
So I was just listening to you. I kind of caught me off guard. So if there's anybody that wants to come up to talk about real estate, if you're newly licensed or thinking about getting licensed, if you have any questions on sales, here's the problem, right? And most people that go and initially get their license, they don't really real estate school. They're going to teach me everything I need to know. I'm going to get licensed. I'm going to go with one of these well-known brand names. I'm going to go out there and make huge amounts of money. Now, unfortunately, the truth is most people are in and out of the business within a year. It's a very high turnover rate, and a lot of agents are not making money. So you have to understand that 20% of the agents, okay, in your firm, in your geographical area, in your state, and in the country, 20% are making 80% of the money. So a very few number of agents are really doing well, and they're making more money than all the other agents put together. And the question is why? Why is that? If you're doing the same exact things, why are the people getting better results? Why are they more successful at it? And these are the questions you need to be asking yourself now. You've taken the time, and you've paid the expense of time and money to go get your license. So now what? All right? And if you get bogged down into well, I need to learn the systems, and I need to go in there and do this and do that, and you end up with a calendar that has a lot of non-income producing activities. Or, even worse, if you do get out of the gate pretty quickly and you do have the ability to go out there and make presentations, do you know how to make a presentation? Do you know how to work a phone? Do you know what it means when you're talking to a prospect and they change their movement with their feet? What does that mean, right? So most people don't even know enough to know that they don't even know, unfortunately, what they should be focusing on, what is truly important when it comes to being successful in this industry. When I got into this industry, into real estate, I hit the ground running pretty quickly because I knew what was truly important. It wasn't learning the systems. It wasn't learning the MLS system and all that stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, that's important, but that's not what I focused on. And I focused on the number one most important thing, getting out in front of as many people as possible, getting into as many living rooms as possible, and making ethical, persuasive presentations. I created a sales presentation. I tested it. I found what worked, and it was repeatable, and I could repeat it over and over and over again. And not only did I do well when it comes to the real estate side of it, but even within the organization that I was with, it was a Coldwell Banker at that time. I was brand new to the brokerage, and within 30 days, I had my own private office. So what am I doing? I'm even selling the broker. I'm selling the management on me, because people buy people first. Within 4 months, I had my own private building. Okay, and then I had an assistant, and I started building out teams, and there was a reason for that. So you got to ask yourself, what is truly important when it comes to success for newly licensed and even veteran real estate professionals? And it's probably not so much what you think, right? You can pay the money, you can put your face on a park bench, but at some point, you're going to have to deliver a presentation. Do you have the ability? Do you have the skill and the knowledge? Do you know the 4 different communication styles? Do you know how to use the platinum rule? Do you know how to be adaptable? Do you know how to mirror? Do you know how to, when it comes to communication skills, do you know mirroring? Do you know how to pace? Do you know how to pace lead? Do you know how to use your voice? Do you know how to use your body language? Do you know how to observe the body language of the person in front of you? Like I said, what are their feet doing? And this is all training that I had from the FBI. All right, I've taken the nonverbal communications class from the guy who teaches the class. And if you want a really good book that will help you with this, go check out the book, What Every Body, B-O-D-Y, is Saying. It's by Joe Navarro, and it is a phenomenal book. But when you're making a presentation, is your prospect, are they moving in psychological comfort, or are they moving in psychological discomfort? Has there been a change? What did you say? What did you do? People buy from people they like. All things being equal, all things not being equal, people are still going to buy from people they like. They're going to do business with people they like. This is a relationship business. This is a soft skills business. I can pay somebody. See, I want to be doing what I do best. And like I said, you need to be focusing on income producing activities. You better be in the frickin' living rooms. You better be out there on the road. You better be in front of groups of people. And I would rather do that and then make the money and pay people to do all the logistical crap. Because at the end of the day, whether you like it or you don't, you're a salesperson. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, I hate sales. The selling is sleazy. I don't want to be a salesperson. Get over it. You're a salesperson. Or you know what? You could just use a different label. You're a leader. Because it's the same thing. Or you could say, I'm a team builder. I'm a problem solver. It's all the same stuff, because all we're talking about here is influence. That's what we're talking about here. Are you an influencer? Do you know the art and science of influence? Do you know how to communicate, connect, and convert? And if you learn that master skill and spend most of your time in front of prospects who need and can afford what it is you're offering, then you can build systems and pay other people to do all the minutia stuff. And you are the one out there doing what actually produces income. And that's how you're going to get traction in this business. That's how you're going to get traction fast. It will come down to, and you can take this to the bank, it's going to come down to your communication skills. And that is the number one skill set of highly successful people. More important than anything else is their ability to give persuasive presentations and to move people through their thoughts, feelings, and actions. So Sam, really great room. You're getting traction with your rooms. I'm glad to see that. Real estate's it's an amazing business. It really changed my life. I was in a industry where I loved what I did in the public sector. I loved standing in the service of other people, but there was no money in it. And I just got fed up of watching other people live the life of their dreams and being able to give their kids more and have time and freedom. And unfortunately, we make decisions either out of inspiration or desperation. What do you think moves people faster, inspiration or desperation? Well, we all know it's desperation. You got to be waiting, having a heart attack before you put the Twinkie down. You got to be getting divorced before you say, I love you. It's always desperation. And for me, one night, I was in a situation and I had to make a decision. And I went home that night after that. I said, I love what I do, but there's more, and I want more. And I bought 2 books, one on real estate, how to make money in real estate with no money and no credit, and because I had neither, and one on sales and psychology. And within 30 days, I was making more money part-time doing real estate than I was making at my job. Within 9 months, I was making up to $18,000 an hour. Increased my hourly income by over 140,000% in 9 months. And that's when I quit my job and I went into real estate full-time. And then because I had special knowledge when it came to real estate, I went and got my real estate license, hung it with a brokerage firm, and I was able to sell them on how valuable I was to their success. And I pretty much got what I wanted. I am king of the living room. You put me in a living room or put me on the stage, that's where I excel. That's what I do best. Part of it is natural, but a lot of it is modeling after the best of the best of the best in the business and speaking in sales world, and training and being a lifelong learner and having over 6,000 hours of paid public speaking doing this worldwide. And each one of those hours was practice. That's why they call it a practice. You're a practitioner. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. But you got to focus on the important things. You got to know what's really going to make you the money, what's really going to propel you to the top. And if you look at the best of the best of the best in life, career, business, whether it's in real estate or multi-level marketing or public speaking or politics or celebrities, it's always the one that gets up on stage and knows how to they got that something, right? It's like, man. And they're the ones that sell it to everybody else. And everybody else is like, okay, I want some of that. I gotta have some of that, man. And they buy into that. You gotta get people to buy into you. People buy people first. And when you go on listing agreements, understand that they're gonna buy you first, because you're going in there on a pretty level playing field with all the other agents that are going to be coming in there doing the same dog and pony show, offering the same services for the same commission. How are you going to be a green apple in the sea of red apples? How are you going to stand out? How are you going to build rapport and make a connection? Communicate, connect, convert. So that's what I got to offer you today. This is a phenomenal business. It's a phenomenal opportunity that absolutely changed my life. It changed my life first financially, and then it changed my life personally because I was able to build better, stronger relationships to this because people were just coming to me like, how in the hell did you do this? How did you go from, what you were doing? You were making $13 an hour, now, you're flying all over the world, and, you have a totally different life. What are you doing different? And one day somebody said, you got to get people to pay you to teach them how to do this stuff. And I said, you know what? That's what I love to do. I love seeing other people get excited about unlocking their potential and taking it up to the next level. So I bought a book on how to become a public speaker, and I've been doing 150 cities a year international for many years, up until this mess over the last year and a half. Thank God there's Clubhouse now, right? So each and every one of you, you have an opportunity in front of you. If you want to be successful, you need three things. You need a goal, you need a path, you need a vehicle. Set a goal. What do you want? Professionally, personally, spiritually, physically, and financially. And get clear about it. And we can spend a whole day just on goal setting and getting clear and using vision boards and breaking it down into a map and putting it into your calendar and time blocking. Then you need a path. The path is what will get you to the goal. So if you say, I'm going to make $250,000 next year, working at Walmart is not the path. Real estate is the path. Public speaking is a path. Multi-level marketing absolutely is a path. But most people in all three of those areas fail. Let's just be honest. Let's just call it the way it is. Because they don't know what is truly important to success. They think it's all this other bull crap, and it's not. Alright? The path is what's going to get you to the destination, to the goal. And real estate is a phenomenal path, but then you need a vehicle to drive down the path to the destination, and the vehicle is always sales. It is always sales. Sales and selling. Or call it influence, whatever you want to call it. But that's what you need to work on the most, your communication skills. All the other stuff is learnable, and plus you can pay other people to do it and figure it out for you. But nobody is going to be able to replace you getting in front of a prospect and have one chance that that big name of that brokerage firm you're with and everything that goes into it gave you the opportunity to get in front of that person. You get one chance, one swing at the ball, and either you hit it out of the park or you strike out. And that's going to come down to this amazing thing called persuasive communication skills. So I've enjoyed the room. I'm going to sit back and listen a little bit more, and I've got about 5-10 more minutes before I have to bug out. But I look forward to seeing you all down the road.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Robert. Now, if I took all the things that you know about real estate, if I was going to give a golden nugget, one thing that everyone in this room could do right now as an action step, what would you say?
All right, say it again.
All the incredible things that you have in your tool belt. If you got your real estate license right now, what is the first thing that you would do as an actionable step that any of these people in the room can do right now?
The number one actionable thing that I would say to do would be to get a coach. Coaching is critically important to cutting that learning curve deep because there are 4 stages of development. And unfortunately, most people, when they first get into real estate, they're in either stage 1 or stage 2. Stage 1 of personal and professional development, and we all go through these stages. No, it doesn't matter what it is, and we're all in one of these 4 stages depending on what it is we're talking about in our lives right now. Stage 1 is what we call unconscious incompetent. You are unconscious and incompetent, and that sounds horrible. It sounds like you should be on a respirator. But what that means is you don't even know enough to know that you don't even know. And that is a horrible place to be when you don't know what you don't know, because how in the hell can you ever improve it or work on it? And that's going to get you in trouble. And that's what I call the level of unawareness. These people are totally unaware. They live very, very mediocre lives when it comes to the important things in life if they don't know what they don't know. Now, sometimes, either out of inspiration or desperation, we become aware that we don't know, and that's called conscious incompetent. And I call this a level of awareness. And if you now know that you don't know, and this is actually a great place to be, because now you can do something about it. You can take action. You can take immediate, massive action. Get a coach. Buy a book. Go to a seminar. Do something. For God's sakes, do something. Take action. And if you take immediate, massive action, then you'll get to the 3rd stage, and it's called conscious competent. It's where you are becoming competent, but you have to to you, if you want to get in this business and you want to get traction fast, fail forward. Fail fast, fail forward. As long as you're failing forward, which means learning from your mistakes and not quitting, then you will ultimately keep moving forward. Unfortunately, I'm going to be quite honest, this is the level where most people quit. Like, oh God, Rob, this sucks, Rob. This is hard, Rob. You know, I got to learn all this new stuff and all these new systems. And God, Rob, what you're talking about, you mean I need to figure out what people are doing with their feet? What it means when their nose does that thing, or if they reach up and touch their neck? What does that mean, Rob? And you mean I got to read books on personal development, Rob? You mean I got to spend $1,000 on a coach, Rob, so I can go out and make $10,000 a deal? Oh my God, Rob, that's hard. That's so hard. And that's where most people quit. Yeah, it's hard. It's supposed to be hard. Just like going to the freaking gym. It's hard. Right? But what do most people do? They go in the gym, they do a couple of squats, a couple of push-ups, a couple of sit-ups. They're like, oh man, this sucks. And they go back outside, they look back in the window at all those beautiful people in there, all toned and ripped and cut and healthy, and they're like, they're so lucky. There's no luck involved at all. They're not lucky. They went in there and spent the time, the money, the resources, the energy, the blood, the sweat, the tears, and most importantly, they didn't quit. And if you get to this stage and you start applying what you're learning from people that actually know what they're doing, and you remember, practice doesn't make perfect, practice makes permanent. Perfect practice makes perfect. And you start practicing perfectly, you start applying it in this third stage of conscious competence, and you don't quit, you'll get to the fourth stage. And that's called unconscious competent. And this is the level of mastery. This is now where you are competent at an unconscious or a subconscious level. You don't even have to think about it anymore. You just do it. You just show up. It's part of your DNA. Imagine, where could you be if you could get to a point in your life when it comes to the important things like effective persuasive communication skills, right? Goal setting, self-management, to where you just do it. It's automatic. Even in other areas of your life, personally, spiritually, physically, financially, you just show up. It's like driving your car from your house to work. When you get there and you're like, oh my God, I don't even remember leaving the house. Oh my God, I was thinking about something else so intensely, consciously, I don't even know if I took the back road to the interstate, because you've driven that path so many times. Imagine if you could get to that level when it comes to delivering an experiential presentation, not just a sales pitch, but an experience where people are like, damn man, I don't know what Rob said, but I want him to be my agent. I want to work with this guy. Where could you be? And that's called the level of mastery. But you got to know what is truly important, and you got to focus on the important things. You got to work your ass off at it. You know, this has been an amazing ride for me, and I didn't figure this out until I was 35 years old. But the life that I lived before 35 and the life that I live now are two different lives. And I don't have a college degree. I don't have a college degree. I don't have initials before my name or after my name. I'm not the smartest guy in the room. I've never even been in a high school. I quit school in the 7th grade. I failed the 6th grade. I failed the 2nd grade. I challenged the high school test when I was 18, and to this day I still don't have a degree. But leading members of the United States Congress are my clients. Major universities hire me to work with their PhDs to teach them how to be more successful. I work with Fortune 500 companies, multi-millionaires. Military commanders come to me for advice. How the hell does that happen? Because I've intended it. Because I set the outcome, I knew what I wanted, and I focused on what was truly important to get me there. And it's not what you think it is. So, Sam, I would say to get a coach, learn the important stuff quickly. Cut that learning curve deep. Save time, save money, and hit the road running. Out of the gate, get out of the gate quick, and start being successful. Start making money. I know so many people in this business and other businesses where they just go in there, they try to figure it out themselves, and then they wonder why they're out of business within 6 to 8 months. And unfortunately, that is a statistic that is troubling in the real estate business. And it's just because people weren't focusing on what was truly important that will get them to where they need to be.
Thank you so much. That wisdom is that's golden nuggets. That's serious nuggets. You're dropping them all over the place. I'm tripping over nuggets in my house. So What I want to say, we're going to be closing this room at 1:30 because I think that's a reasonable amount of time to do a room like this. And my thought is, if you want to know more about what Robert is doing, and he's got some amazing knowledge, connect with him in his back channel, ask him questions, and I'm sure he would consult with you for, um, I'm not sure, what his costs are per se. However, I know for just me, talking to him and finding out what he does is not going to cost you anything. And if you want to connect, if you're newly licensed, don't know where to go, looking for a brokerage, want mentorship, coaching and mentorship are very important when you first start. I wish when I started eXp was around. I was fortunate enough to get into Keller Williams when I first started, and my mentor was the owner of the office. So she busted my butt every day. My accountability coach was the owner. So every day, go see 10 houses. Every day, drop 10 business cards. Every day. That accountability got me to 20 years later, and recently this week, I was approached by this lady who says she's been watching me for 20 years building my real estate business and loves my family and loves what I'm doing with Heroes and loves my passion and purpose on what I'm doing and where I'm going. 20 years later, someone comes up to me and says, I really like what you're doing and I appreciate what you're doing. Everyone can get to that point. Everyone can get to that point. I'm not doing anything special. I'm just out there meeting people, talking to them, helping them buy and sell, finding out their whys, going deeper, and getting in relationships with them is the most important thing in this business. Taking care of people and really caring for the people that you're taking care of. There's a lot of agents out there. Yes, there's a lot of agents that are out there, and it's for the dollar. It's for the paycheck. We all, of course, have to help support our families. But that being said, it's important to have your big reason why you're doing what you're doing. Because, to be honest with you, you can make more at In-N-Out Burger and an hourly when you're first starting. And my daughter is making $18 an hour at In-N-Out Burger. It was pretty amazing. I wish I was making that much money when I was a kid. But it's not going to give you fulfillment. It's not going to get you changing lives. It's not going to get you connecting with people several generations after and helping their friends and helping the families and helping families family. And it's not going to get you fulfillment. We have an opportunity as a real estate business to touch so many people in so many important parts of their lives, milestones, incredible milestones, graduations, births, babies. When somebody has a baby, they outgrow their houses. So the reason why they're going to sell is because they need a bigger house for their family. Figure that out. Figure out what their why is. Really go deep into why they're doing what they're doing. And we will change this real estate business, and people won't go to these huge corporate owned companies and use their services. They'll be using the people that put money back into their communities and change lives and have special needs kids and our soccer moms, and that's what they're going to connect with. They're going to connect with you because you make the difference. You change lives. You are valuable. And make sure you start using the I am statements, because your future pacing your future. I am successful. I am unbelievable. I am strong. I am positive. I am attracting money to me and through me. I am. I am. I am successful. I am changing lives in these rooms that we're creating every day. And I'm going to land my plane. Thank you all for being here. You guys are all incredible, and you guys can get to wherever you want to go, and believe in yourself. Because what you say to yourself in the mirror, some people, what they say in the mirror, they should be arrested for what they say to themselves. So don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. You can't lie to yourself. You can lie to other people around you, but you can't lie to yourself. You have to go to sleep at night and live with yourself. Do good things, help people, love each other, be kind, and I love you all, and I will see you in our next room. Is there anybody have anything that they need to say before we close the room? Okay, I'll take that as a no. And I will see you tomorrow. I think 12 o'clock is a good time. What do you think, Robert?
Yeah, it all depends for me. I have coaching clients throughout the day, and they pretty much have control of my calendar, so it changes every day. But I will definitely pop in as I can.
I appreciate you, Robert. And hit Robert in the back channel. Hit me in the back channel. Judy, you're amazing. Nicole, you're in 4 years in the real estate business, and you still come to newly licensed rooms. Hats off to you. I couldn't do these rooms without you incredible people in the audience listening, and hopefully you're writing things down, researching them, making sure you double check who I am. Don't take me for my word. Look me up. Google me. I am who I am. You just go Google Sam Silver Homes, and there's videos on things that I've done, and I'm an open book. So Google me and follow all of us, and share some social currency. Follow others in the room, because we all have stories, and you never know whose life you're going to change by just being there and sharing your story. So I will see you all tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Please share and follow, and I will do the same for you. Bye for now. Have a fantastic day. Make it a great day.